Welcome to the session wherein we'll discuss how much should we expect as a salary. Please understand that there are certain roles in market which would pay you fixed remuneration. There would not be any changes. Those positions are meant to have fixed remuneration. So on those places or those positions where there is fixed amount, there is nothing that you can do. There are certain BPOs that pay you fixed amount, certain admin jobs in organization, certain roles are meant to be given a fixed remuneration. If you see, everybody on that particular position would be earning just the same amount with a very little difference. So if you think that you can get more out of it, then that is not possible. So whenever an employer says that this is a fixed remuneration, we'll ensure that we will not argue there, because we are not going to get any positive thing out of it. So then it is our call to decide that we would want to join the organization on that amount or not. Next is, what is the general industry standard for increment? So general, what you can expect from any industry, even if you don't say, you should always say, but if you don't say, generally what is expected is 15 to 20% hike. 15% hike is given by default for most organization, but then there would be fewer organization who even would offer you less than what you're earning or equivalent to what you're earning. If you have to expect what hike you can get, general industry standard is 15%. So this is what you can expect. However, every company will not share you 15%, will not give you 15% hike. There are companies who would give you more, there are companies who give you less. But on an average, what market standard says is, basis your last salary, you might get 15% hike. So how much should we expect as a salary? In the activity, we see what range can we find out. So what did we do in that activity is, we went to Google, we went to job search engine, we saw what is it that market is giving. Basis that, we found a range. So you can expect that as a range, a little bit here and there, but that is a range through which we can expect. Next is, can I expect more than 50%, 25%, 80%, 100%? Definitely you can expect. And when I say yes, that is basis the salary hooking model. Now, when can you expect it? First, that the first thing, demand and supply. For that position, do you think there are hundreds of people available to do that job? If yes, then the chances would reduce a bit. So if there are certain skill sets which very few people have, in those scenarios definitely you can expect more. Second, this particular position requires X amount of skill set. Do I have X plus Y skill set? Believe me, it is not that you need to have degrees, it is fantastic, but if not, skill sets come into picture. So do I have additional skill set, what that company is expecting out of this particular position? If I have way above those skill set, company can and will pay you. Definitely company does pay. So if you have above this, then definitely you can expect, because you would not be doing just that work, you'll be doing over and above what is expected for that particular position. So you need to understand. Next is your research. Did you do your research well? If you did your research well, you would be able to position yourself well from the start. What do I mean by that? Let's say there is a startup organization and they require a person, let's say, to train people, for example. Now, the company is very new. When you spoke with the HR, with the senior in the organization, you came to know that things are yet not settled. You started looking out on Google for this particular organization. You did not find much information. You went to all social networking sites, you did not find any information. So when you spoke with that person and when your turn came to ask about the organization, that how old this organization is, or like what is the requirement that you want in this organization, the way in which that HR or the senior in that department says, backed by your research and with the information that the company people share, you came to know that there is nothing like SOP. Things are not settled here. They have no clue what to do next. So what you could do is, you could offer, every time you could offer information, a piece of information that this could be done. What will happen when you give more inputs? Naturally they would be expecting you here, and what happens is, you've moved here, you yourself have raised your own level. So did you position yourself well? Position means you have more in offering than what they want. So naturally they would want to come here in terms of salary. So did you have that? If it is an older organization, then you have so many resources available on Google, on multiple social media platforms. You can follow the seniors, see what they are doing. And then before giving the interview itself, did you position yourself here? Do you know that they are, what they are showing, that they require X skill, but in actual they want Y skill? Probably in your research you would even find that. And did you inform that, I could even do this, I could even do that? So when you do that, you naturally position yourself very strong. So that positioning is important. So if you can do that well, company would give you more. The next comes is industry bias. Let's say in the region where you are, there are very few organizations, very few employees who know about this industry. Very few. Let's say it is a gaming industry. You've applied in a gaming industry. You have 3 years of experience in gaming industry, and it is a very new industry. There would be very few people who know about this industry. Everyone is struggling. For everyone it is very new. Do you have additional those experience in that industry? It could be any department. Every industry has different perception about multiple things. Do you have knowledge about that industry? It could be any sector, any department. If yes, you are a valuable resource to them. So naturally you are positioning yourself here and the company is here, right? So in such scenarios where you are here and company is expecting this out of you, naturally they can always and would, if you position yourself well, you have to tell these people that I know these things, and if you do that, there would be a rise in whatever salary you expect. There are examples of many people who have got beyond 50%. There are few rare exceptions who have got 200%, 100%. So it is very much possible. The only thing is, position yourself well from the start of that bridge that we had, so that when last thing comes at salary negotiation, you already have put yourself here. So if you can do that, naturally you can expect more and the company would be giving you more. Now if there is a situation wherein I have to share what salary range should I be saying to the interviewer, how should I decide how much I should be asking for that position? So there are two things to it. First, we had in a previous activity, we had seen the bare minimum or my cost of living. So I should not go below that for sure. Next, based on my research or the research that we've done, we've got a range. For example, let's say it is between 15,000 to 20,000. This is a hypothetical example. Now, this is the range that most companies for this position in this region is offering, between 15 to 20. What I could do is, I could tell the interviewer, if asked and I want to say a range, what I'll say is, I would be expecting between somewhere 18 to 22. See, so what I did between 15 to 20 was what my research said research, my research or my analysis said it's between 15 and 20. What I did is I told that I wanted between 18 to 22, 18 to 23. This is where the research number says I'll park myself just here or somewhere here. So when the interviewer selects the lowermost amount, I'll still be happy with 18, right? So this is what our research would be supporting us. So basis that research, I can put my number a little higher than that. So this is how we should put ourselves in asking that range. Thank you.